Meeden recently came out with the portable watercolor palette. Let me tell you what I really think about it. So first things first, this palette comes in at around $32, $33, something like that. And what you get inside is 24 of these pretty watercolor paints. You get a portable paintbrush that folds out. And you also get some watercolor paper to paint on. If you've ever watched any of my videos on TikTok or Instagram, you will know that I actually really love Meeden watercolor paper. It's my second favorite probably, next to Arches, which is the gold standard in my opinion. So in regards to the paper, I only have great things to say about that. And while I paint with it, I am going to talk about the pros and cons. So the pros, starting out, it's really pretty in my opinion. This would be great for making videos with and stuff because it is so pretty. It's really nice and white and pretty and aesthetic. The second thing was that the paint really surprised me with how good it actually is. It's very vibrant and it's not chalky at all like some cheaper watercolors can be. Another pro is that it contains almost everything you need to paint. So it has a paintbrush, paint, paper. The only thing that you need to bring is water. Pulls out of this drawer type style thing, and then you can place it on top of the drawer compartment, which has a magnet on it. So there's going to be no chance of it slipping around. So you could paint with this plein air style if you wanted to and hold it up, and the palette would just stick there with the magnet. I like that there's a little mixing area so you can mix your paints in there if you wanted to do that. Now about the brush. So I have a little bit of qualms with the brush because while the quality is very nice and I love that it folds out and is easily stored on the side, I do not like how big it is for this size of paper because in my opinion it is way too big. I would much rather have something smaller. I ended up using my own paintbrush on the end to get some details because I just wasn't vibing with the size of the big brush. Another pro is that they have the light fastness information and opaqueness for each color on their website. So all you got to do is go to Meeden's website and then you can look up and see how good each color is for their light fastness compared to one another. And one thing I was worried about was that these paints would run out fast, and if I really liked them I would probably never be able to get them again, but lo and behold, I went to their website and compared a lot of different colors, and I figured out that the colors inside this set are identical to the larger 24 watercolor set that is around $30 to $35. If I do run out of this and I wanted to replace them, I could definitely do that. But unfortunately also, if you want one single color, you're not going to be able to buy that from Meeden. You're going to have to buy the whole set, which kind of sucks. I hate that. And that seems to be the case with a lot of Meeden products. They don't sell individual colors of things, I have found. So if you do end up falling in love with some of the colors, you are not going to be able to replace it. You have to replace the whole set. And now moving on to the cons, because there are some cons here that I would love to talk about. Okay, so the first thing is the paintbrush. I already talked about that, but yeah, I think it would have been much better to be smaller. The second thing has to do with the paintbrush again, because it is so difficult to close the paintbrush if it is dry without making some of the bristles fray out. It's not so hard when it's wet, but if you let the paintbrush dry and then you try to put it away, then you are going to have a difficult time, if not impossible. The next con is that there is not really a huge amount of paint. I'm not sure how much paint is actually in here because I couldn't really find any information as to the amount of paint by weight, but watercolor does tend to last a while in pans like this, so I do foresee this paint lasting for a while with these smaller sheets of watercolor paper. The next con is that there is not a huge amount of paper. I mean, there's 30 sheets in total with the refill pack that's included inside the box, but once that's gone, you are going to have to buy your own paper. And I don't know if you would be able to find a hole punch cutter thing that would be perfectly sized for this specific binder, so I don't know what to do about that, or if this is kind of more of a use it until it's gone set, and then after that it's just gone. I can't find anywhere on Meeden's website where you can purchase paper refills. So like I said, once it's gone, it's gone. They do have paper, like I said, I love earlier, but it's not the right size and it doesn't have the holes in it. So you're just going to have to make do with that. Next con is that white for the binder is kind of a bold choice in my opinion, considering you could possibly get it stained with paint. But again, that's a matter of personal preference. You could probably wipe it off because it does say that it is PU leather material, which is like polyester fake leather. So I don't know, it might just wipe off. I haven't experienced anything like that yet because I have not gotten paint on to the white binder. Now on to my experience of actually painting with this paint, and I can say that this is resoundingly a yes for me. This is such good quality paint for how cheap it is. Meeden has surprised me time and time again with their quality of their paint because I got some of the gouache and it was actually very good for how cheap it is, and now I'm trying their watercolor and it is also very good for how cheap it is. The paint is very vibrant and easy to use. I really loved using it, and I think that this piece that I got was very nice to try out how the paint blended all together and how it flowed because I used a little bit of water in some areas and a lot of water in other areas. And it performed about as well as any watercolor that I have tried. Overall, I think this paint set is a very good soiree into Meeden's watercolor if that's something you're interested in trying at a bigger scale, or if you wanted to travel with some watercolor paint. This is a great way to do that. You would only need to find a source of water to paint with this. Otherwise, you would be good to go. I could definitely see myself bringing this to an outdoor area and using it to paint because it is so portable. And if I had to get up and go, then I could just store the paint inside the drawer area and close it and it would be good. If you like this video, please consider liking it and subscribing to my channel. I am trying to grow this channel and I would really love to have you around. Have a great day, night, whatever time it is. Just have a good time. Okay, bye.